Hi folks, Russ here. Just a short video to demonstrate how to use our new SkyLog app. The app runs on a Nexus tablet, similar in size to an iPad mini, which will be kept in the plane in the same folder as the paper log sheet. The idea is that if we all use this app, it will be a benefit to everyone in filling in the figures, and a benefit to the person doing the accounts by chopping 3 or 4 hours off the monthly workload. So let's imagine that I've just done a trip to Alderney and back in Bournemouth, and I'm filling in the log sheet, and I get the Nexus out, start it up, press the SkyLog icon, and this is the first screen that I'll be presented with by the app. So the only button I'm interested in here is the log a flight button. So I just tap that, and up comes the next screen asking me who I am, and here's a list of us members, so I'll choose Russ. And we get a little bit of helpful info, hopefully, telling us that some of these boxes will already be filled in on the screen, and that we just have to press next to go on to the next one, or we can change them if we need to. So we accept that and press OK, and basically this is the screen we'll see, or something very similar to this. I've tried to make this as simple as possible to use by keeping everything on one screen, and by pre-filling in all the boxes that I can, so that you don't have to repeat operations. So the first thing we see is the flight number. This will be the next flight number, and so we can just accept that by pressing next. And before I do, you see the date showing 21st. That's today's date, the day I'm doing this video. This will always show the current date, i.e. the date that you're filling this in. So go next. Out comes the calendar and says, do you want to accept this date? We could change it if we've forgotten to fill the login yesterday or something like that. But for now, we'll just accept it. And we're going from EGHH, so we can accept that. I'm going to Alderney, so we'll fill that in. Using the keyboard down here, tap on the, this is a custom-made keyboard to only include the things that we really need here. So we can put EGJA in and accept that by pressing next. Now the start tack will have been filled in from the previous flight, and so should be correct. If it isn't, we could type in a new start tack there using the keyboard below, but let's assume it is right, and so we go next onto the stop tack. So our stop tack in Alderney was 9218.52. So we go 9218, the decimal points put in automatically, so we just go 52, press next, and it automatically calculates our tack time, which is 0.69 of an hour. So we fill in our takeoff time, which was 1100. So we put that in. The colon is automatically placed for us, so we just put the numbers in, which is 1100, and our land time was 11:35, so we can put that in. Again, press next, and the flight time shows as 35 minutes. This is in hours and minutes. Now, before I went, I put some fuel in, 80 litres. So I can put that in and press next, and it asks me who paid for this. Basically, was it the account SO or was it me? So in this case it was SO, so we select SO, and that's all we have to do to log this flight. It says we can make any changes if we've made any cock-ups, but assuming we've got it right, we just click save, and it says your flight has been logged. Click OK, and at this point you could exit and put the log away. You could also press display flights, which will show us, if we select December, the info that we've put in for that flight. Anyway, of course, when we got to Alderney, we came back, so we need to log the return flight. So it's the same process. Choose our name, get rid of the helpful help screen. The flight number's now moved on, as you can see, to 1110. The date's still right, so click next, accept the date, and now the start field is filled in from the previous log, so we can accept that, and we're going back to Bournemouth EGHH. The start tack is filled in because that's the stop tack when we were at Alderney, so we move on to that. We can accept that and get to the stop tack. Stop tack is where our tack time back at Bournemouth, which was 9219.40. So 921940. Next to accept it. We obviously did a few circuits waiting to land here, or turns, so it was a bit longer tack time. So our takeoff time from Alderney was 1640. So we can put that in. Incidentally, we couldn't put a silly time in here. We couldn't put 2640 in because it wouldn't allow us to do that. Press next. The land time was 1725. I'll just demonstrate we can't put a silly time in by pressing 7 or 8. You'll see that it won't actually even take the numbers. So we'll put in the right time, which was 1725. Incidentally, if we put in 1723, for example, it will round up to the nearest 5 minutes for us. So we'll just do that and show that happens, and it's rounded up 1725. Our flight time is 45 minutes. Did we take on any fuel? Yes, I put 33 litres in Alderney, just to get the cheap landing fee, of course. Press next, and it says who paid for it. Actually, I paid for it, so I click pilot, and it says, right, what currency did you use? Now, I've tried to cover all the currencies that we could possibly be using. Of course, if you go somewhere which isn't covered here, you can click other. But most of the time we'll be using pounds and euros, I guess. But in this case, I click pounds, and I put in the amount of pounds that I paid, which was 39.93 pounds. Now we do need the decimal point here because I couldn't possibly anticipate how much this was going to cost us, so I didn't know where to put the decimal point in automatically. So we have to click on that to put it in, and that comes to 39.93. Press next. It says it's all okay. I can tap a box if I want to make a change, but basically just hit save. Log's been saved, and I could go into display flights, call up December, and I can see that has now gone into the log. So basically, that's it as far as we're concerned in the aeroplane. What it does mean is I can come down at the end of the month, I can go into the setup routine, I can put the secret PIN number in and press next and go into a number of maintenance functions. I could change the pilots, the fuelers, the emails where this log will be sent to, even the aircraft if we get a new aircraft. But mostly I'll be going to send log. It'll ask me, do I want to send December's log, or what month I want to send. I'll say December, say yes, and it will be done. This is of course a simulation, so it won't be sending any logs to anyone, but normally it would send that to the email addresses that I've set up in there as the administrator. So that's all customizable for the future when someone else takes over this job. As I said, just for now, you're only, or most of us are only concerned with logging a flight. So hopefully that's been some sort of help. It doesn't cover everything, but it's a start. So at the end now, you could press exit, turn the Nexus off, and you're good to go. So cheers for now.